Hey there, and welcome back to Next Level Wealth. I just made $600 shorting oil, and it was easier than you think. Want to know the strategy I used to catch this move? Let me break it down for you. Like and subscribe if you think this is valuable for you. Thank you, and now, let us dive straight into the charts. Step number 1 is we go to the weekly time frame, as you can see, and we have a clear downtrend. We have a low high, we have a low, we have a high, low, high, low, high, low. And this is my range. This is my current range because this high never gets violated and this low also not. So this is the range. What do we have here? We have an order block that works as resistance, as you can learn from my previous videos. This is the point of interest. If I could shortly delete it, this is the point of interest. This up candle before the down move that takes out the low. The price comes back and rejected it, and it comes back for a second time and moves slightly above, but it takes out the high. It takes out the high from all of this zone. Whenever I see this, I will go to the smaller time frame. So now we are on the weekly. I now will go down to the 12-hour time frame, and what do we can see here? We can see here our weekly order block, which is nice. But the most important thing and why I took this trade is I have in mind, we have an order block and we take out this high. This is the weekly range to the low and we take it out. We come above and next week opens, we get right down below and that's when we form my main entry. This is down, up, and then we break it as soon as this low gets broken. This low right here, if I draw it, gets broken right here. Then it got rejected. The next candle, this is where my entry is because what do we have learned in the breaker lesson? This or these two down candles, these are my breaker. We break down from this failed order block. And what does it become? It becomes a breaker. And now what do we get? We get an instant sell-off. So I went short right here. This is the level. 1 second, it's at this candle. This candle is where I went short, stop above the high. And my target, this is the mid-range. At 0.5 is a nice target. Usually, I'd like to target 2R. It's really far. And as you can see, we had a sell-off all the time. It's lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs. So I decided when we closed below this low, when we hit it, rejected it, and then became above it again, it was right here. It was on Friday. So I didn't want to hold over the weekend. And now it also gapped up. So I exited right there. It was 1.12R. And I really liked the setup and how it did play out. So yeah, that was my short trade from oil. I only used the weekly and the 12-hour. We can go down to the 1-hour time frame. You can see this instant selling, and that's why I wanted to close a bit. And to be quite honest, I invalidated a bit of my rules because normally I want my 2R out of my trades. It's down here. I can bring stop loss to my entry so that I cannot lose anything anymore. But in this circumstance, I decided to break my rules. If it is a good or a bad decision, I don't know yet. I only know that it's because I don't know the result yet, if it comes all the way back down or to here to my entry. But I wanted to lock in my first profit of the year, and I received $600 from that. So really nice and really looking forward to the next ones. So now to come to a conclusion. What are the exact steps? Step number 1 is where are we in terms of the weekly? Are we in an up or down trend? We were in a downtrend. Is there a POI? Yes, the bearish order block is my POI, but it gets broken. We are taking out the high on the weekly, which gives me a clue that on the lower time frames like the 12-8 for me, we will get a setup. So step number 2 is going down to the 12-8 and search for my entry pattern described in the video. We form a failed order block, a breaker, and as soon as we break and reject it, I will go short. Step number 3 is where to take profit and remove risk from my trade. We will have following lessons purely about risk management and why and where to target. But in this case, I wanted 2R. I violated my rules, which you should not do normally, and May was a mistake from my side. But as I told you, I am human and wanted to lock in some real gains and money. Oil moves fast, and so should you. If you want to spot high probability trades like this, you need the right strategy and mindset. Follow Next Level Wealth now to stay ahead of the markets and level up your trading game. Thank you and see you in the next video.